So that's our first day here at Wansford House. We're getting ready to go in and turn in our key, and we're going to head into Kilkenny, where this Airbnb is about 20 minutes from Kilkenny. We're going into Kilkenny to see the Kilkenny Castle. Probably don't want to go to every single castle in Ireland, and we're not going to go to every single one, but I love castles, so we're going to a few.
We're going to go to the big ones.
We're going to go to the big ones. And while we're driving, ladies, I just want to give you a heads up when you come to Ireland. Expect to have fuzzy hair. It's very humid here all the time. Even when it's not raining, there's rain in the air. You can feel it, you can smell it. Yeah, you're gonna have fuzzy hair like this. I just gave up trying to keep it straight. I would straighten it in the morning, and 30 minutes later, this is what it looked like. So just be prepared for that. Maybe an updo or a ponytail, or better yet, a baseball cap. Like they're going to be vendors and stuff along here later today. It's early in the morning and it's a Sunday, so I think things won't get going too much until a little bit later, and that was our hope. By coming early, we would miss the big crowds and find parking and everything. Wow, it's a pretty impressive castle from out here. Just getting a quick drive by, looking for parking. I smell hot dogs or something already.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, pretty puppy. She's a mama.
Yeah.
Recently. Oh wow, this is beautiful. Look out there.
No good.
I bet they have big events and stuff here. It looks like they may be setting up for one now. So, this would have originally been a full enclosure, but this is what was left. And I'm sure they had to do some reconstruction, but this is what was left after Cromwell raided. Cromwell's gift. But even just what's left of it is pretty impressive.
The castle was home to the powerful Butler family until as recently as 1967.
Oh, look. Yeah, you can see where they did some of the excavation.
One of the drinkers left a wine bottle.
Oh yeah, there is a wine bottle.
It was just excavated, I'm sure.
So we're starting on the cellar, in the cellar level. They've left parts that were excavated here. A door frame. What do you think this is? Granite?
Yeah. Well, it's granite.
A lot of the castles around here use limestone.
This is granite, which had to be brought here for building, but limestone is the readily available rock that's everywhere. So that's one of the reasons why you'll find most of the structures around here are limestone, is because they didn't have to be ported very far in order to construct buildings and castles.
Look what's up here. That must have been decoration that they found, or ornamentation that they found when they excavated, and they've left it right here where it was found. There's this window that you can see, it's two heads. That's really interesting. It's really neat the way they've done this floor that we're walking on. We're actually walking above the original foundation, and you can see steps down there. I hope it'll show up on the camera. But this way people can tour it without disturbing the original. So this is the withdrawing room, and it was named that because it was where they withdrew after they ate. And we've since shortened it to drawing room, so you'll see it called both in older buildings. And this is a beautiful view out back of the gardens, which we'll explore a little later. And then we go right into the dining room. Wow, how beautiful. Love that stained glass, all the red.
The wallpaper was recreated from an original sample of the wallpaper. In the early 1900s, wallpaper was made with blocking and printing, and so the
kind of like what we do, kind of like when we do stenciling these days, what we call stenciling. So they recreated this wallpaper from that design that they found?
From the original, yeah.
Beautiful.
And this was the state formal dining room.
The state formal dining room.
Patents of Nobility by William the Butler I, granted from William and Mary on store in the county to show his heritage. This gave him the legal title and status.
This is the drawing room. And this is the private drawing room of the family. So this is where the family would have gathered, where the lady of the house might have entertained her friends and guests. But otherwise it was more private than some of the other rooms we've seen. We finished the inside tour of the castle, and I was not expecting that much. It was really impressive. It's really the first castle I've seen since I've been here in Ireland that's fully restored inside. Most everything I've seen so far has been ruins, and of course this represents hundreds of years of life in the castle. You have dating from the 1100s to when did they vacate it?
Well, actually, in 1930 was the last time that anybody lived in the castle. Well, the Butlers still owned the castle. They didn't actually live here. It had fallen into disrepair, and they lost a good portion of their fortune in the stock market crash, so they couldn't afford the upkeep. If you come here, you can see the massive amount of tasks and work that would have to be done to keep this up. They employed a lot of people, and they just couldn't afford to do that anymore.
And just in the restoration, they spent years and millions of dollars in the restoration, and I believe they said it was in the 1960s that the surviving member of the Butler family that still owned it finally gave it over to the restoration committee for the sum of £50. 1967, and for the purpose of, so that somebody would restore it and keep it alive for the public, and they've done a fantastic job. And it's really, like I said, for such a small little town like Kilkenny, I wasn't expecting this much. It was clearly the town grew up around the castle, as in most places, but this must have been quite a place to see in its day, and the interior is very opulent, as you expect from the wealthy in those time periods, but well worth a visit. So if you're anywhere near Kilkenny, I'd say it's worth a visit to spend half a day here. We were in there just maybe a little over an hour. It's a self-guided tour, so you can make it as quickly or as slowly as you want to.
In order to make this river able to navigate boats, they actually had to do some stonework where they raised a portion of the river, and you can see that there's a fall there now. And then the area that is closest to the shore that we're on could allow boats to come completely through. It was different in those days than building a lock. A lock would have been far more expensive and have cost a lot of money to maintain and man, so they were able to use the shore and dig into the shore and build rocks along there in order to raise it up to allow ships and boats to come through here.
This is the advantage of traveling with an engineer. He knows all this stuff. So this is called the Rose Garden, and you saw some views from inside, but it would have been a beautiful place for them to walk and just soak up some sun, get fresh air. And here's the back of the castle.
This is a Victorian statue here, and you can understand why, because it's very modest.
Yes.
Those that were done in the non-Victorian, of course, were very Greek.
They would have left him exposed.
There would have been no fig leaves, yes.
Yeah. No drape.
So that's a more modern statue.
Look at the smokestacks or chimneys up there.
Chimneys.
Very different from what we think of.
Most of these are predominantly coal chimneys.
Yeah. Is that why they look different, because they're coal?
I don't know. They appear to be tighter and smaller so that they didn't have to have as much air blowing through them.
Just a little fun fact. Kilkenny is, where we are today, is the home of Kilkenny Ale, which you can now get in the United States, but this is exactly where it originated, right here in the little town of Kilkenny, Ireland. And we're in the county Tipperary. It's a long way to Tipperary.